What's up, guys? Welcome to the Conversations with Interesting People podcast, the show where we sit down and talk with people from all walks of life and journeys and hear their story to hopefully inspire you in your own story and along your own journey. I'm your host, Braden McCollum, and we have an amazing guest today. He's a videographer, photographer, all-around creative human being, super inspirational to me personally. Ladies and gentlemen, John Park.
Hello.
the enormous crowd you're waving to.
Yep.
It's amazing. How are you, man?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good, yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, it's nice to actually talk to you and meet you.
Yes, I literally was going to bring that up, but this is the first day we've actually officially met.
Yeah. We saw each other in Dirt Cheap.
Yeah, you were.
And that was awkward because I didn't know it was you.
I was wearing a mask.
And then Anna was like, yeah, she was
That's
like,
Braden.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, shoot. Okay, yeah.
I was
We're about to do a
jerk to
podcast.
him. No, it's actually awesome because that was the first time we ever met. We'd only talked on Instagram up to that point, but I met you at Dirt Cheap and you were shopping for furniture.
That mirror over there.
Yeah, you're shopping for furniture because you just moved in here pretty recently. And I thought, this dude's shopping for furniture at Dirt Cheap. I'm going to really like this guy. This is amazing. But the interesting thing is I've actually heard of you for a long time because I've known your sister Anna behind the camera. Shout out. She's just saying hi. She's helping. Thanks for being the engineer today. But I've actually known Anna for a long time. But I've even heard about the Parks for a long time. History goes way back because I used to volunteer at First Baptist Church, Clyde.
Okay.
And your dad was basically a celebrity. I'm sure you might listen to this, so shout out, Elliot. But he was like a celebrity at FBC Clyde. And so I heard about it. I don't think we've even ever met, but I heard about the Parks. And I always have to say this story because every time I introduce Anna, I just have to shout out the story that your dad wrote the song.
Yep.
What's the song going? I loved her first.
Mm-hmm.
I loved her. Do you hate hearing that fact? Or are you totally over it?
I've heard it so many times, but it always surprises me who will bring it up. They'll just be they'll learn about it and then they'll just tell me and I'll be like, oh, you found out about it.
Yeah.
So I always keep it under the rug. I try to,
I mean, that's an insane.
I know, yeah.
That's cool. I'm sure by now that was 20 years ago? Who knows how many years ago at this point? But that's a really cool, fun fact. So I've heard about you a long time, which sounds really creepy. But man, I'm glad you're here. This will be fun. Was it? I mean, you're super creative now, and I want to dive more into your story. But speaking of your father, I mean, obviously an OG creative guy. Was that inspirational for you growing up? Did you soak into that? Or
yeah, I mean, growing up, I always saw him doing just creative things, building things, or at the church doing the audio stuff.
Yeah,
and I guess I just clung to it, and yeah, it's kind of shaped me, I guess.
Was he into photo and video too?
No, so that's
mostly just music.
Yeah, so that's the weird thing. I never really wanted to learn. I guess I did a little bit of music stuff.
Yeah.
When I was pretty young.
Yeah.
But nothing I wasn't trying to learn it, or I wasn't really engaged in it.
Yeah.
I was just kind of doing it because I thought, my dad does it, maybe I should give it a shot.
Yeah. But
yeah, I really just when I got my first camera, I just used it a lot, and it just kind of became a thing. I just got better at it, and yeah. So
were you interested more in photography first, or did you dive right into video? Because right now you're mostly a video guy, right?
Yeah.
So did you start that way, or did you start photo?
So it's interesting.
How did your journey begin? Let's go.
Well, it's kind of okay. I'll start. This was probably 2012, maybe before then. It's all kind of hazy. It happened so fast. Okay. But I got one of those flip video cameras. Do you remember those? It was a little gray,
a rectangle.
Uh-huh.
And it had a red button on it. You just hit record.
And it had a USB that's popped out the side.
Yeah.
It was really satisfying. And I got one of those for Christmas. I remember I was shopping at Sam's Club with my grandma, and I was thinking of something to get for Christmas. And Sam's Club, that's the last place you'd probably go to get a Christmas present, right? Or do they have some stuff there?
I mean, if you're buying in bulk, I guess. Buying 300 Christmas presents, go to Sam's.
I saw this flip video camera. I was like, that looks so fun. I want that.
Yeah.
And I think she just heard me talk about it, and she got it for me, or my parents did. I can't remember. But anyways, I got this thing, and I just filmed everything on it. Anything you could. I was taping it to stuff, me and my dad built a potato cannon, and I taped that thing to it.
Epic.
And we just shot it up in the air, and I could go back and find those clips, but just the randomest stuff. Me and my cousins, driving 4-wheelers around and just everything, hunting, like all kinds of stuff on that little thing. And eventually I left it out in the rain on a tripod. I was filming something on the trampoline or something.
Couldn't hang with it?
Yep, and it fried it. And so that was the end of that. But, I kept it in the back of my mind that I liked doing video stuff and whatnot.
You would say that was kind of the spark? That was the initial thing?
Yeah. And I can't remember if this was afterwards or before, but I went through this little phase where I was really involved in stop motion, like stop animation.
Okay, yeah.
And so that's kind of funny because that's kind of like photo and video, like in one. So I remember
what were you recording in stop motion?
So just like little Play-Doh things or little Legos or whatever.
Okay.
Just little, like I just love the fact that you could take a picture and move something and just take enough of them and it was like a video.
Yeah.
And so that just always intrigued me. And it's funny because my dad is doing that right now with some of his songs. Like he's doing his animations for it.
Yeah.
And it's just funny that's like we started doing that when I was really young, and now he's like doing that for real for his songs.
Come full circle.
It's cool, yeah. But yeah, I'd say it was either the flip video or the stop animation that really like launched me into it.
Okay.
And I knew I was like interested in it.
So what was the next part? Where do you go after flip videos?
So I think there was like a gap in between there after I broke that thing. Kind of just forgot about it. And then for Christmas, my cousin got a T3i, just a Canon T3i,
classic,
like basic. Yeah. And I was like, that looks cool. I would like something like that. So and this was like a year before. And then the next year I was like telling my parents that I had to get a camera. Like I wanted a camera.
Okay. So at this point in your life, you're like, man, are you like, this is what I want to do with my life?
No.
Or is it, this is just really fun?
No, I was just like,
okay.
This is fun. Like this is something that I could just see myself doing just to relax or whatever, just, on the side.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I asked for a camera and I got one. I got the T3i, and at first it was just pictures, like, and I was aware, like, it's kind of weird. I've always been aware of like quality. And so I always knew like, I don't want to record with this thing because I don't like how it looks.
Yeah.
So I always just took pictures on it. And, so yeah, I guess I kind of started, I went like video, pictures, and then back to video.
Okay.
So yeah, I took a lot of pictures on that thing. And some videos things like in high school. But then after this was probably 2016, I was done with that camera. I was like, I need to get into video.
I need to step it up.
Yeah, I got to step it up.
T3i is not going to cut it anymore.
And I had been dreaming of the A7S II for
Sony.
years. Yes.
Okay.
Because, at that point, that was like the mecca for mirrorless cameras.
Yeah.
Like the quality, the low light, everything.
Still an amazing camera. Yeah.
Yeah, I still have mine. Yeah, I still have it. The screen's kind of messed up. And that was like, I was about to graduate high school, and I told my parents, I was like, look, this has to be my graduation present. Like, I don't want anything else. I just got to have this camera. And my dad wanted to film something at that time. So I was like, look, you just give me this camera.
I mean, how much was that camera running at the time?
Oh gosh, I can't remember. Probably
$2,000-3,000.
Yeah, like 2,500.
Yeah.
And there was no way I could save up for that. And I was like, y'all just trust me. I just
take it out of my inheritance.
Yes,
I don't care.
I just need this camera. And so they got it for me. And I just right off the bat just started filming projects and stuff. And I was in love with it.
Were you doing personal projects, or were you getting hired doing
I was
school stuff, or what?
So yeah, I was doing school stuff. And that was like right before I graduated. It was like a graduation present, but I got it right before because I was doing some bigger projects in school.
Okay.
And I was also...
And where'd you go to high school?
Clyde.
Okay.
Yeah, went to Clyde.
Was anyone else in Clyde into like creative stuff? Because Clyde's a pretty small community.
I'm trying to think. I don't want to leave anyone out. But yeah, I don't...
Or were you kind of the creative oddball?
I definitely was in our video class.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of the... I don't know. I don't want to say I was the best in there, but I kind of was. And I like to show everybody how to do what I was doing, because they would come into class and work on their projects, but I would go home and work on my projects, and like work on other stuff. And so I was just rapidly like progressing while everyone else was like just kind of using it as a class, just like going through the motions.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun because I've always like just teaching people how to do things.
Yeah.
And I had my own camera and everything, so It was fun.
So you got the A7S2.
Yeah, got the A7S2.
Christmas, birthday, random?
Just random, just graduation thing.
Sweet.
And I also used my dad was doing a project, so I was like, give me this camera, it'll look better.
Gotcha,
so,
yeah.
And I actually I forgot about this, but that project was almost like a documentary on his life and like his music and stuff. And it turned out pretty great. I need to go back and watch it though. It's probably bad.
It was like a music video or just straight documentary?
Yeah, it was pretty much just like straight documentary.
Interesting.
Yeah, just about it was about I Loved Her First and everything, just like just the timeline of events that happened in his life, I guess.
Gotcha. How old were you? This is just kind of random. How old were you when he wrote that song?
How old was I, Anna?
He wrote it when I was born, so you probably were like 3, 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like 2008 when it hit the world.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily remember like that changing everything for your family, or?
Well, I do. I remember it hit number 1 because I remember we were just watching it for weeks and weeks.
Okay.
Like just watching it slowly, like
go up and up.
Yeah. But I don't remember being like, oh, this is crazy or anything. Like I don't remember that excitement. I remember my parents being excited and everything.
Yeah. And we talk about that one song. Your dad's gone on to do a lot of other cool stuff. Like he just released an album with Songs with My Daughters. Is that what it is? Like he just released that. All 3 of his daughters on, right? Anna's on that. So there's a little plug there. Go get the album, Elliott Park, Songs with My Daughters. So anyways, so you recorded a documentary for that. So is that like further sparking your passion for this?
Yeah. So I'm just like continuing to like just learn everything and learn. I was obsessed with YouTube at the time, and I still kind of am. But I would just watch anything and everything, just to learn more about it and like, ooh, what's this little piece of gear that I can get? What's this, just to like up the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I loved. That's the other side of it that I loved. Like I love filming and everything, but I also love the gear.
Yeah.
The gear is like that kind of ties to my younger childhood, like, when I was like 5 to 10 years old. I loved like building things and like Legos and electronics and all kinds of stuff. So I see that as kind of like that's where I get that itch right there, like the gear side of things.
Yeah.
So,
which is, it's pretty cool because for you, it sounded like you took a real seriousness to the quality of gear.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of hesitation with creatives who are trying to learn a lot, grow a lot, become more professional in the way they kind of skimp out on the gear. They try to, hey, what's the cheapest thing I can get that'll get by? But you're like, no.
Well,
I want to be a pro. Give me a $3,000 camera.
Well, that's true. But at the same time, like if I don't see like, obviously, I mean, the camera is a big deal because that's like the main thing, right? But like we were saying earlier with lights, I have no problem buying a cheap light because nobody's gonna know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I'm not gonna notice.
If it's not noticeable, I don't care. You know. But something like a camera, like obviously going from a T3i to the, that Sony was like huge.
Night and day.
I mean, like the dynamic range, everything, like the colors, it was just, blew me out of the water. So, I'm kind of like on both sides.
Now, was there someone that's inspiring you? Like, are you looking at some sort of like, man, that's the videographer that I want to be like, and so I need to get the gear so that I can kind of step up my own game? Like, who's inspiring you in this season of your life?
Like right now?
No, I would say let's back up a little bit.
Okay.
I do want to know that, but in that formative time when you're like, okay, got a brand new A7S2, I want to be legit. Who are the people you're looking up, kind of forming your own craft?
At that time,
age,
at that time, it was probably Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon. Like those were the two that I like always watched. And Casey Neistat, not so much on like the video quality because he's totally opposite. I don't know if you've seen his videos.
No, I've never heard of that dude.
He's like, he used to live in New York and he got really big for some films that he made, but his whole approach was like, just as raw as possible. Like he'll do an unboxing, he'll just throw his camera up here, and he'll just like take a knife and just like rip it open, and like he's just super.
Not worried about pretty production.
No, not at all.
Just real life stuff.
But his stories were just incredible.
Yeah.
Like he just knew how to tell a story. So I kind of got like some tips from that, like from him from that, and then Peter McKinnon, like just everything he makes is sick.
I mean everybody knows Peter McKinnon.
He's top of the line right now. And then there's some others like on Instagram that I can't remember their names, but you know, I just see stuff. So I kind of just like took all the stuff I was seeing, just like, I guess took it in, but didn't realize I was, because I've never like been the type of person that's like, oh, that guy's my role model or whatever, you know, like I've always just, I don't know, just taken everything and just, you know, spit it back out. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
so what's kind of maybe the next step in your journey? So you're kind of you shoot this documentary for your dad, you're kind of getting more, and how long ago was this, would you say?
So this was like 2017, 2018, right around
so
when I
just a couple
graduated.
years ago.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 22. Yeah.
Good Lord, you seem way older and more mature than when I was your age.
Well, it's funny because, I mean, we'll talk about this next, but, you know, I toured with Co for right around 2 years. And
2 years?
It was, 1.5 to 2 years. I honestly don't even know.
Okay.
It went by so fast. But, you know, when you hang out with people that are like 25 to 30 years old, like it just changes you. You start
you gotta
acting
grow
like
up
them.
a little bit.
I had to grow up instantly when I got on that bus.
Okay, so you brought it up, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about Co.
So
how in the world did you get connected with that dude? Co
Okay.
Wetzel, for those who don't know, country star. Is he a star? Is he still under? I don't even know where he's. I don't listen to country.
Huge. He's
but I do
blowing
know
up
who
big time.
Co Wetzel is.
Yeah. So
how'd you get connected with him?
So Instagram, the story of my life, Instagram. So I met a guy. I didn't meet him. I met him on Instagram. His name was Paul De La Cerda, and he was starting a company called Encima Media. Okay. I don't know if you've ever come across it or anything.
No, never.
But he is a personal photographer and videographer for Granger Smith. Have you heard of Granger Smith?
Of course not. No.
So
he's a country
he's
artist
country
as well?
artist.
Okay,
yeah. So this guy put something on his story, like looking for videographers, and you know, I was kind of in the middle of a weird transition. Like, I had dropped out of college, which I guess we forgot to talk about.
Oh,
should we go back to that?
Yeah, let's go back. So you dropped out when? What college did you go to?
I went to Angela State.
Angela State.
Yep, and I loved it, honestly. Like, shout out, that was a great school, but I just didn't want to pay for it. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I can do this and for free. And so, yeah.
What were you studying? How long were you there? A year?
A semester.
A semester.
Yep.
4 months.
About halfway through it, I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. And I was just playing ping pong every day.
Yeah.
So
you drop out. How did your parents feel about that?
They didn't care.
For real?
Yep.
They were like, just
do what you want to do.
Chase your dream. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. And a lot of people are shocked when I tell them that, because it's not typical, you know? Like, I hear so many of my friends are like, you know, their parents are like, you got to stay in school. Like, you got to, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, they were totally cool with it. They're like, if that's what you want to do, then just do it. So
chase it. Yeah.
So I just decided I wanted to drop out and started doing wedding films and stuff. Okay. Like just anything, like just freelance.
Your A7S2?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So then, that's when I got with Co, because I was kind of, the wedding films and the real estate were like getting monotonous, and I was just sick of it. Yeah. And that's when just that magical.
So you just slid into his DMs and you're like, yo, here's my reel.
Yeah, the Paul guy. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Paul
right. That's
with
right.
Encima. Yeah. So I reached out to him and he was like, yeah, man, show me your reel. And I didn't really have anything. Like, I just had real estate and stuff. Okay. But about 4 months before that, I filmed one of Co's concerts. I didn't know who Co was or anything. Okay. And it was Outlaws and Legends here in Abilene.
Okay, yeah.
So I was just like,
were you like part of the media, or are you just like that person in the crowd with a camera and a really long zoom lens?
No, I was. Okay.
You were legit. You had a pass.
Yeah, okay, because I was doing this real estate and stuff through Red Dirt Media, which is a company that I started with me and a guy named Luke Howell. Okay. And
I was roommates with Luke Howell in college. I was 100%.
What?
Yeah, Hardin Simmons.
Okay, that's weird. Yeah, I forgot to mention that too.
Luke Howell.
Yeah. Yeah, he's killing it right now.
Awesome dude, yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So I was like, I met this guy. He was flying the drone.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, that's sick. Like, I have a drone, but, you know, I'm afraid I'm going to crash it. So let's link up. I'll do the ground video and you can do the drone. And, yeah, let's just go make money. So we started Red Dirt Media and just started doing weddings and stuff. And it was cool, but it wasn't like what I wanted to do. You know, like it wasn't. It was really just to make money and to learn, you know. So that's how we got that's how I got the gig with Co,
Outlaws and Legends.
At Outlaws and Legends, yes. And I made a video, like a recap, the first recap I ever made. Just stayed up working on it all night and crafted it and put it on Twitter. And I can't remember what I captioned it. It was something like, "Y'all get this to Co for me," or something like something cheesy. And it just kind of like went semi-viral, like within the Texas scene.
Yeah.
And that's how Paul was like, "Oh, you're the guy that made that video," because I didn't really have a reel. I was like, I just sent him some stuff, and that video was on there. So he was like, "Oh, you made that video, like sick. Well, let's link you up with Co. They're going to New York tomorrow, and they need somebody. Their videographer just quit." So I was like,
"What?
Okay, let's go to New York." Yeah, I was like mind blown. It was insane. It was the craziest, like the fastest thing that ever happened to me.
And you're in a position, you're not in school. You can literally just pick up and
if
go.
I had been in school, it would have been, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
How long after you dropped out did this happen?
So I can't really remember, but I think it was about like,
Couple months, maybe?
Yeah, a couple months.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's insane. So you get on board with Co.
Yep.
You fly to New York, or you're
No,
on a tour bus?
I went on the bus. Yeah, I drove the next day in my little van. I drove up to Granbury.
Wait, you're driving a van?
I was at that point, yeah. Yep, I had a Volkswagen van.
That's amazing.
I
Like
saw
an
it
old
on-
school, like 1970s.
No, it was like a
Volkswagen?
2001.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was a Euro van, so it looked
Are you
different.
like living out of, like,
No.
the way you're describing is like, dropped out of college, started living in my Volkswagen van, man.
I wanted to. That was like, I don't know what made me want to do that, but I guess that was kind of a hot thing to do, and it still is. Like, live out of your van.
Yeah.
So I built like a bed for it and everything. I was like,
of course you did.
this is gonna be sick. But that was before I got the job with Co. So
Yeah.
I was planning on just almost being a nomad, and just like driving around and doing stuff. And then this job with Co came, and I was like, well, I don't need this bed in this van anymore.
Did you sell the van?
No, I still have it.
Okay.
I don't know who's gonna buy it because I tore out the back of it, and it's just, it runs good.
Some college dropout.
If somebody wants a
van.
2001 Euro van,
you know where to find us.
Me. Yeah.
So you hop on the tour bus. Was it awkward? Like, hey
Yes.
guys.
That was terrible.
Like, they're probably all pretty tight. Everyone on the van.
Yeah.
And then you're like, hey guys, I got a camera. My name's John. I'll be filming you for
the tour. So even before I even met them, the tour manager, Colton, tour manager at the time, he called me up because I had been talking to Paul. So he called me up and he was like, "Yo, dude, you gonna come hang with us or whatever?" Like, he was just being super cool and like, he's just a super, like, he's an awesome
acclimated,
dude.
Maybe.
Yeah, and he was like, he's the type of person that has like a really harsh sense of humor, and so he like honestly like really intimidated me because he was, I don't remember how the conversation went, but it just kind of intimidated me, and I was about to leave to go meet them, and I was just like, oh gosh, this could be, this could go one of two ways, but. Yeah, I got on the tour bus and I was just sitting like at the only little seat that there was. Like, there was a little table in there. I was just sitting there. Everyone comes on. Like, what we used to do is we'd park at Walmart and we would get groceries for the the next tour. And so all these guys come on with groceries and stuff, and I'm just sitting there like, what's up? Like, nobody even sees me, like notices me or anything.
Awesome.
I was just sitting there just like, and then eventually, someone mentioned my name or something. I met all the guys, but it was awkward until I made the first video, and then they were chill.
They were like, "That's insane."
Yeah, because they didn't, they don't want to open up to someone before they know if they're, if they're going to be with them.
Then we don't want to care for you or like you.
Yeah,
you got to prove yourself.
Yeah, and it was that, and it was just like, they always said it was like, sometimes it's more about the hangs than it is what you're doing,
I don't even know what that means.
So
more
just
about the
like,
hangs.
You can't be like an awkward or weird person, or nobody like wants to hang out with you.
Gotcha.
So like, you just kind of have to be like good at what you're doing and also be cool to hang out with, and just cool because you're living together. So it's like
the hangs.
You want a good roommate, right? So, yeah. So I guess I made the cut. And I loved all the guys.
Were you nervous? Were you like,
at first?
Man, am I gonna botch this?
For sure, yeah. No, the first show, because I'm the type of person that will, if I'm nervous about a gig or something, I will way overproduce just so that I have that security of not getting like yelled at or like, fired or whatever. So I stayed up till I started working on the video. Like, they had the show like 10 o'clock at night. And I stayed up till 9 a.m. in the morning the next morning.
What?
On the bus making this video. And it wasn't even like crazy or anything.
was there a deadline? Did you have to get it done that night?
No. And
you're just amped up.
Yeah, I'm
trying
just
to
like,
win those hang points.
It's got to be cool. Yeah.
Got to be cool.
So, yeah, I chucked it out and they were like, "Oh, this is sick." And yeah, it was just from then on, I was just making videos for every.
What did your gear look like during that tour? Was it still just A7S2?
Yep.
And like one lens, or what were you rocking?
Oh gosh. So I think, I had the A7S2, and I think I had a 24-70 like f4, like not that great.
Kit lens, yeah. Solid.
And then I think I had like a Rokinon 14 millimeter.
So like nothing world class.
No, it was just, and I don't even think I had a gimbal at that point. I think pretty sure I had a Steadicam, like just the classic, balancing Steadicam.
Yeah.
And I love that thing, but it did what it needed to do.
Yeah.
But looking back, like you can see how much better I got just from that first recap video, because that's all I was doing was recap videos.
Yeah.
So it was like I just refined it and like made it better and better.
Yeah.
And the first one at the time I thought like, oh, this is insane, like this is so sick. And now looking back, it's just like, that was so basic. Such a basic video. But
is it cringy?
It's not cringy.
Okay.
But it's just like, why didn't I do this here? Why didn't I do that here? Like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Like,
do you look back at some like particular work and be like, good Lord, I had a lot to learn?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not like terrible, but it's like, because I was working with pretty bad gear.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, some of the school projects I did were just not that great.
I mean, that's all part of the journey.
Yeah.
We all produce crappy stuff.
Start somewhere, yeah.
That's how we get better. So you have pretty simple gear with
Yep.
Co,
Yep.
but you're producing really, I mean, obviously, I don't know that I've actually seen any of it, but
Yeah.
obviously they really like it, which
Yeah.
is a huge testament to the people out there who are like, I got to have the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
I mean, you're rocking with an F4, a pretty
Yeah.
cheap 24-70.
For concert photography, which is, that's way too.
It's
yeah.
way too, You want something way wider than that. But you're getting it done. You got a Rokinon, like a $200 lens, I'm sure.
Super distorted.
And you're cranking out really impressive content, which goes to show to the people out there, you don't need
That's right.
$10,000 cameras and lenses.
It helps, but
it does help. It is nice.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to have that to get started. Get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you're with Co. How long are you with Co?
So I want to say it was like, I wish I didn't write down when I started.
I love that you brought notes to this thing. I sent you a few questions that we may talk about, and you like journaled.
I should have put a timeline though, because it was. So I dropped out like 2018 of college, and then I started with Co. So I mean, I'd say right around a year and a half, maybe a little over a year and a half.
Okay, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Was he just touring straight, or is there
no? So it's what a lot of the smaller country artists do is they'll start on Thursday, so do like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then come
go
back
to church
Sunday.
on Sunday? I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Sunday's like a travel day, and then we'll have like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, and they'll start Thursday again. Or if it's a longer tour, then they'll start
So
Wednesday.
was it just totally a grind for you?
It
Was it a beatdown?
It was also fun. Like it was, but that was the hard part about it. Like that's ultimately what made me decide to like slow down on it and start doing something else.
Yeah.
Was because I didn't ever know like if I was doing enough or if I needed to do more. Like I just didn't. No one was telling me like, hey, you need to get this video by this time, or you need to, you know what I mean? And that like bothers the crap out of me. If I don't have a deadline, I'll lose my mind because I'll just think about it all day. Like, I wonder if they want it now. I wonder, And it's so weird that like I would give up all of that for that reason, but it was like just stressing me out. All the time.
Was it cool for you to feel like you were part of the band? Like, did you ever go to any cities? You're like, I just got off the tour bus. Was it cool for you?
Yeah, it was sick. I mean, that's something I'll never forget. Like just being a part of a group of guys and seeing how big they were getting. Like so many fans, and so like it didn't matter what your job was. If you were riding on that tour bus, you were cool. Like,
Did you have any like girls, anyone trying to?
There's girls all the time, just like everywhere. And it was rowdy.
That's so awesome. Are there any like stories that you have that are like appropriate? I don't know if there's like
Honestly,
some
I don't
crazy
think there's-
lunatic who charged the van, or I don't know. Do you have any crazy stories?
There's been a couple. I mean, there's been a couple like performances where some people have gotten fights and stuff, but everything that took place on the bus is pretty explicit.
That's so awesome.
So I was just
Can't
kind of just
share.
sitting there, just like watching as a young 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, oh gosh, but I got used to it pretty fast. And,
Yeah.
I wasn't geeking out.
So at the end of this thing, do you feel you felt pretty close to them? Are they like
Oh,
family
yeah.
at that point?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I love every one of those guys. And, Co's, he recently signed with Columbia, and that was kind of like right after, I would say that was like right after I kind of stopped touring and coronavirus hit. So like all these things hit, and I was like, I should probably just like try to find another way to make some money. Because I didn't want to just like get on payroll with them and then not be able to do anything because they're not touring. And I just wanted to go do something on my own. I just decided to quit. But I was living with them also for like the previous. Well, I probably moved in with them like.
What does move in with them mean? They
So,
like a huge mansion, bachelor pad.
So Co, the drummer Dre, which is now the tour manager, and Colton, the old tour manager, they all had a house together, and the merch guy, and they had this huge house in Granbury, and they had an extra room, and they just asked me if I wanted to move in with them. I was like, yeah, let's go, because I was living with my grandma at the time.
Yeah.
'Cause my parents are in Tennessee, and they moved there when I graduated high school, so I was like, I didn't really have anywhere to go, and I didn't want to get an apartment or anything when I didn't have to because the rent was cheap,
Yeah.
And I was like, sure, I'll live with y'all. And that was like, that made it fun, being able to just go back with them and
Live with them.
Every day was a pool day. And but
what a life.
Yeah. But that was also like part of it stressed me out because I had work to do and no one else was working. So I was
They're
like
just partying, getting lit every night. And you're like, guys, I got a video to make. I got a deadline to hit.
And it might not have been that big of a deal to them, but to me, it was like, I feel like I'm not doing anything. Like I have to do something. Like I always feel like I have to do something. Yeah. Which is kind of annoying. But
so when did that transition where you're like, I got to do something else happen? So you're living with them. Is it like just maybe a little bit too crazy for you?
So what happened was about close to a year after living with them in that house, we moved to a different house. And after that, it just seemed like no one was ever there. Like I was just there by myself a lot. And, it wasn't anything about the house or anything that I didn't like. It was just like I was tired of being there alone, when they were just, no one was ever there all at the same time like it used to be. And so that was just kind of depressing. I didn't want to be there alone. And I was just like, should probably just go get my own place or something, do something. So I just decided to.
Yeah. So what was after that?
So that was, I had been talking with Drew Seals about Nomad for a while, and he brought the idea to me. And this was after we filmed one of his music festivals. So Co puts on his own music festival. Co Wetzel's Incredible Music Festival. And he held one this was his second one, and he held it in Fort Worth. And I asked Drew to come film it with me because I was like just looking for someone. And I had met him on Instagram. I had seen his stuff. And he was like into the waterfowl scene, which is like totally different to me. And I think he was just like kind of getting sick of doing it, and I felt like I felt that same way with the real estate stuff I was doing. So I was like, just come, film this with me and see how you like it. So he came and filmed that with me, and it was sick. And he had a red, and I was like, you have a red? And I thought that was insane. Yeah. And
now for those listening who don't know what that is, explain red.
So a red is like, it's not top of the line, but it's like right there with like cinema cameras. Like it's legit.
Yeah, it's a pro brand.
Yeah, like so Aries like the top of the line, but red is they make some pretty kick-ass cameras.
Okay, so he's got a red, and you're geeking out over this thing.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never even touched one. Yeah. Like I've only seen videos. So he has this red, and he's showing me how to use it, and we filmed this concert, and it's just insane. There's pyro and there's all kinds of stuff going on, and we just capture it with this red, and it's just like everything is perfect. And we make this killer recap video, and I'm like this we should work together again sometime. Yeah. So I think a couple months went by and we eventually worked together again. He went to Montana to film like a commercial or something, and I was like, hey, let me tag along for free. Like, I don't care. And so we went and filmed that, and then after that we just kind of like stayed connected, and he hit me with, you know, do you want to start like a company together? And that was right around the time that I was kind of slowing down with Co. And I decided, like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
Let's go for it. So yeah, we just went for it. And our first legit gig was Co's first like legit music video for Forever. And that was super cool, but it was kind of like a slap in the face, like, dang, like we have a lot to learn as a team, like, you know, doing bigger productions.
Why do
and
you
stuff.
say that? What was the slap in the face?
There was just a lot of stuff.
I want to look up this music video. What was it called?
Wetzel Forever. I think it was Forever.
Anyways, so why was it a slap in the face for you guys?
It was just like, I think it just showed us how much we needed to learn, like how to work together and just everything, like how to pre-produce before making a video, and just like there's all this other stuff that you don't think about when you're working with like a crew and like a cast, and it just kind of, I don't want to say it, like the video turned out like it always does, but it could have been better, and we just learned that, you know, along the way, and we still do on every production. Like, we're always learning something that we need to do different, whether it's audio or whatever. That's our focus right now. Yeah. Audio. We're trying to get better at audio. But yeah, but it was great. I mean, it was awesome to be able to like work with Co in that sense, not like just as an individual, you know, like get to work with a team to produce this thing for him.
Yeah. I've got a Nomad Collective film. Like, you guys are
yeah,
the real deal.
That was before he was with Columbia, so we were allowed to put that on there.
It's so awesome.
Like, we hired some guys from LA, and it was cool, like, getting to see just how to work with other people that, you know, weren't just like country boys.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so it was cool. So I'd say, I mean, it was a learning experience, but yeah, we definitely realized that we had a lot to learn.
So y'all were like, for sure, like, hey, we're going to be partners at this point, or were y'all still testing the waters? Was Nomad a thing?
No, so Nomad wasn't a thing yet.
Okay.
I mean, only just till recently, like a year ago, coming up on a year, is when we like decided, like, you know, this is going to be Nomad Collective, and we got our logo and website and everything kind of going.
Who designed your logo?
Oh gosh, Brad Beaver.
Okay.
I don't know. He's on Instagram.
Gotcha.
I'm pretty sure he did it. I know he helped with it, because we had a guy on Instagram, just a random guy that we found, that we wanted him to do it, and he sent us like 5 different versions, and I was just like, no, like, this is
all
not
terrible,
not looking good. So yeah, I think we ended up having him do it, and I tried to make some also, but I'm not the best at graphic design.
So y'all kickstart Nomad.
Yep.
And y'all are still doing that today?
Yep.
What's some cool projects y'all have done?
So, well, it's me, Drew, and a guy named Kevin Kaywood.
Okay.
He does kind of the business side of things.
Okay.
And also Muddy Shutter, which we can talk about in a little bit. But so yeah, it's us 3, and then we work with those guys. And so right now, so we did Co's music video, and then the next one was another one for Co, his Sunday or Monday video.
Okay.
And then we did one for Parker, and shoot, what was that one called? I can't remember the name of that one. Young Man's Blues?
Yeah. Young Man's Blues.
Young Man's
Anna,
Blues.
you were a part of that shoot, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you doing? Pulling focus?
Yeah, pulling focus, doing some behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Pictures for them and stuff. So.
Yeah. Anytime we
So
can get her
awesome.
out, we always get her out.
Anna herself is insanely talented, so I'm not shocked that she was part of that. But that's awesome. So, how did you got connected with Parker? Same way, slid into his DMs? How you get connected with that guy?
I mean, I had met him before, because just working with Co, like, you know, they're close. So I had met him on the tour bus, and he kind of knew of me, and
Gotcha.
And also Kevin, like, knows him personally, like, grew up with him.
Okay.
So that was like, you know, just he talked him into like letting us do a music video. And
Yeah. How long ago was this? Wasn't too long ago,
No,
right?
no.
A couple months ago.
yeah, this
So
was
we're pretty.
yeah. The Parker video was
recent.
probably, what was it, like 5 months ago?
It was in the summer.
4 months ago?
Yeah.
I'm so bad with time, but yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Was that a cool experience?
Yeah, that was cool. It was I feel like we're just getting better and better. You know.
Did you feel like there was a big difference between the experience shooting music video where you felt slap in the face? And that's not too far removed from this Parker McCollum shoot.
Yeah.
So can you already look back and be like, man, we've already made a huge amount of growth?
Yeah, I think so. Like just every time we shoot a music video, which we've only shot 3, but we're getting ready to shoot another one. And,
can you say with who?
I think so. With Reed Southall.
Never heard of.
He's a smaller country artist, kind of country rock.
Gotcha.
But I'm pretty sure he's out of Oklahoma. And yeah, he's really good. He's got a unique voice.
Sweet.
So it'll be fun to work with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say, every time we do a music video, we just learn something new.
Yeah.
Because we'll get a new piece of gear, or we'll get something, and we'll learn how to use it. And
do you ever feel like way over your head? Like you're kind of faking your way through stuff?
Every time. I mean,
okay.
It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm the type of person that's very, I just worry a lot. And so, like, it's funny because Drew is like, go big or go home. He's like, let's go for this. And I'm kind of like level-headed, like, wait a minute, that's not possible.
Yeah.
Let's step back a second. So we work really well in that sense. But yeah, I'm always worrying about like what's gonna go wrong. Like I'm trying to be aware of like, is this gonna work, or is if this doesn't work, let's have a backup for this. And
what was the music video for Parker called?
Young Man Blues. Young
Man, I went to look it up.
Young Man's Blues. Yeah,
that's awesome.
So that was cool. That was actually.
Was that with Nomad or was that with Muddy Shutter, or was it Muddy Shutter hired Nomad? How does it all work?
That was with Nomad. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so most of the Muddy Shutter stuff that we've done recently has been like, they've come to us with a project. Like they go out and get the projects, and then they reach out to us and say
Sweet.
like, y'all want to do this? Like y'all have a production, and y'all can bring it, and so.
So what do you? I love gear. So like, what are you shooting with now?
So now I don't even have a camera.
Okay.
So Drew has a red. Drew has 2 reds. He has
what kind of red?
The DSMC2, which is like. I don't want to. It's like the entry. It was the entry level like red.
Which still costs what, like?
15 grand for the brain.
15
for the brain. Yeah, and
Yikes.
Yeah, he was. I'm pretty sure he was like leasing it out or whatever. But I learned how to use that thing, and then that was super cool. Like it has like a touch screen. I don't know if you've ever used one, but it's got
I've
like,
never even touched a red.
It's insane.
I'm scared
like,
too. My insurance doesn't cover if I break it. So
that's how I felt at first. But those things are beasts. They're like
tanks,
all metal, and
they look awesome. I mean, you have one in the background here. I want to play with it after we're done.
So then that's also his. That's the Komodo.
It just looks intimidating. It's
it
small,
does.
but it's got like all these
little holes everywhere.
Doesn't even look like a real camera. That's insane.
Yeah, that thing is crazy for its size.
So what would you say? Kind of transition a little bit, because I personally know a lot of inspiring videographers. I want to learn more about. What would you say to those who are like, hey, I want to get better at videography, or I want to shoot music videos one day, or I want to go on tour? Like, what advice would you give to those people?
I would say cold call as many people as you can.
Cold calls.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, and not like the typical cold call, like pick up the phone and call someone, but Instagram, like DM as many people as you can. I mean, you got to put the hooks in the water because you're going to get something, And
would you recommend people working for free a lot, or would you say?
It depends on your level of expertise, I think. Okay. Like, if you know your work is good enough to for you to charge a little bit, then do it. But if you're really just starting out, like, I wouldn't charge anything. Or if you really want to experience something cool, but you're afraid, like, if I charge something, like, I may not get this opportunity, then just don't charge anything, But I think you just got to play it by ear. And just,
so you're basically just hustle, like slide in DMs, ask for opportunities.
And that really, I'm thankful that all the opportunities came to me, because I didn't really hustle that hard on that side of things. Like, my hustle was at the computer at late nights. Like I stayed up. You can ask Anna. I stayed up so many nights just like playing with stuff and learning how to just do stuff, make stuff look different. And
what do you edit with?
Premiere.
Classic.
I hate it.
You hate it?
Yeah.
Have you done any DaVinci?
No, that's the next step.
I feel like everybody's like hyping up DaVinci right now.
Oh, I think it's better. That's what everyone says.
Yeah,
I'm tired of the monopoly that is Premiere.
for real.
The Adobe as a whole is just like screwing everybody. There's no tell. I think we figured. Me and Anna were talking about it the other day, and I probably spent like close to $3,000 on Adobe.
It's insane
since I've had it, and it's just
Yeah.
And
so
it's
you're
not that great.
But you're doing Adobe.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So what you would tell people is, hey, man, hustle.
Yeah.
Just ask for opportunities.
Yeah.
Ask.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Just the worst people can say is no.
Yeah. Or hand you off to someone else or something. You know, like it'll.
I guess the worst somebody can say is like no, and you suck.
Yeah.
That would be really heartbreaking. But
yeah.
I don't know how often that would ever happen.
Yeah.
But just ask for it.
Yeah.
And see what doors will open. That's awesome.
So
what's next for you?
I have no idea.
You got this upcoming music video? Anything else on the radar?
I don't know. Like as far as projects, we shot a thing for a company called Triple Lot Design. I haven't posted anything about it or anything, but they're like a clothing company, and they're like, it's like really high end clothing.
Yeah.
But it's also like their approach to marketing is like they like to make these action movies, like action scenes for their clothes. It's like to brand them.
Interesting.
And yeah, it was like a totally, like when we got the call that we were going to be working with them, it was like, oh, this is super different and cool. So we shot some stuff for them about a month ago in Colorado, where they're based out of, or one of the places they're based out of. And that was super cool, but it was kind of lower budget because they were kind of trying to feel us out.
Yeah.
And so next year in the spring, we're gonna be doing some huge production on this clothing brand.
Sweet.
And it should be really cool. I've heard that we're gonna be like diving with cameras. I don't know if that's
legit.
what I've heard, but that would be sick. So like, hopefully there's some bigger stuff coming up. You know, bigger production stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, dude, all your stuff is insane. I was really excited when you said you'd be up for this.
Yeah.
Because I look up to what you're creating. I mean, your stuff is world class, unbelievable, and the opportunities that you're getting are, traveling with, going on tour with people, creating music videos. I mean, you're killing it right now. And how can people follow you? You got Instagram, Twitter. What's your handles?
So actually, the guys on the band gave me the name Jape. Like they just, I don't know where it came from. I think Colton came up with it, the tour manager at the time. But it was kind of like they were calling me JP.
Okay.
And then it turned into like JP, like Jape.
Gotcha.
So some people think it's Jap, but it's Jape. So I've just been going by that. And so that's my Instagram handle. It's Jape Media.
Okay.
It's JAPE Media. And that's pretty much it. I don't get on Twitter or Facebook or anything else.
And Nomad has an Instagram, Nomad Collective.
Nomad Collective. Yeah, it's _ Nomad Collective _ because we can't get a hold of somebody has the actual one and it's locked out.
It's literally the worst.
Yeah, it's terrible.
They have a name you want and they post it twice, and the last one was like in 2015.
Yes.
Just delete it, man.
I know.
Instagram, delete this account so I can use it.
Yeah.
Anyways, dude, thanks so much for being here. This is a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
You're amazing. Keep doing it. Your stuff's incredible.
I'm excited to watch your podcast.
Have you?
Huh? No, of everyone that you're going to do.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I was like, so conceited. I'm so excited to watch this interview again. Anyways, dude, thanks so much for being here. This is a lot of fun, and we'll see you guys next time.
Sweet.